All right, folks. So I did two weigh-ins this week. I done them on purpose because I wanted to implement a new plan, a new strategy for weight loss with my intermittent fasting, and you will get the idea as the video goes along. But anyway, here is day 62, yesterday's weigh-in. All right, folks. So it is Sunday morning, and I just woke up. Still have the bed hair going on. But I wanted to do a weigh-in today because I plan on eating a lot today on purpose to see how that affects my weight weigh-ins from day to day. Still going to be within my window, but just to show you the I don't know if you can see through this camera or not, but it is dawn and the sun is still in the process of just coming up. Sorry about the dirty window. Alright, so I'm in the bathroom. It is cold outside, and parts of this house is really super cold as well. In this little tiny bathroom that I have been weighing in for the past month or so. It's got a vent down there next to the scale. It feels good in here. I could camp out in here right now. I feel like I'm getting a touch of a cold, so I started taking some zinc this morning. My son's got a cold. But anyway, let's do this weigh-in.
Hello. Please step on the scale.
One day early. Let's see what she says.
Your weight is 290.8 pounds.
Okay, so here is this morning's weigh-in, and the reason I done things this way is I wanted to eat a lot yesterday because I knew that I was going to be doing this week. So I wanted to have one good last big healthy meal going in to this new idea that I have. You will find out in a little while after this weigh-in, but the weigh-in results are different, and the only reason they are is because probably I have undigested food in my stomach still from the previous day. Usually I try to slim down before weigh-in. I usually keep my meals lighter than I did yesterday, but I knew I was going to be going into a strict week of eating, and this was the results that came from that this morning. Alright, folks, so it is day 73, and it is weigh-in time. I'm running late this morning. That time change, I don't like it. I feel like I'm getting up an hour early. I don't know what it is about it, but it makes me feel like I'm being robbed of something. In my youth, I liked the daylight savings time better, but as you get older, I find I'd rather have my sleep. But anyway, I haven't got up and moving yet. I just woke up, figure I better get the weigh-in over with.
Hello. Please step on the scale. Your weight is 291.6 pounds.
All right, folks. So I have been on a weight loss mission this year to lose weight. I started on January 1st, and I have implemented intermittent fasting every day for the past 2.5 months. Now, when my journey started, I didn't know exactly what direction I was going to take. I just knew as a kid, when I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, we Gen Xers were the last of the generations to experience old school knowledge before the internet boom came along. So I feel like I have something to offer everyone through my experiences because of that. I've seen it all. I've seen the end of a generation that was very knowledgeable on how to keep their weight in control without media influences of any type, and that type of advice just got around by word of mouth. And since then, a lot of people have claimed fame to being an expert in the subject, and intermittent fasting was born from that. But really, what it all is you look back into the older generations, the silent generation, the boomers before mine, would all tell you and all agree that intermittent fasting was just a common practice back in the times. Even your most expert of experts out there agrees and has discussed it in some of his teachings. Here it is from the horse's mouth himself, Dr. Jason Fung.
Intermittent fasting and fasting in general is not a fad. It is literally the oldest dietary intervention known. What's a fad is the eating all the time. Fasting has been around for several thousands of years, whereas constant eating has only been around for a few tens of years, 30, 40 years, during which time we've seen an explosion of obesity. So this idea that you have to eat all the time to be healthy, this idea that you have to eat, even to lose weight, that's the fad. And it translates into the way we even teach our kids. So in the past, we would tell our kids not to snack. For example, when I grew up, if you wanted an after-school snack, your mom would say, no, you're going to ruin your dinner. If you wanted a bedtime snack, she would say, no, you should have ate more at dinner. And if you're a bad boy, you got sent to your bed without dinner, which meant that you weren't fasting for 14 hours, you were fasting for 20 hours.
Now on my channel, in my previous videos, a lot of times I'll use Subway to slim down, and that knowledge was gained during the Gen X years as well. We knew that Subway was something different, something healthier. Even though it was still considered a fast food chain, it was different from your average ordinary McDonald's or Burger King or Hardee's, which also offer healthy options on their menu if you know where to look for them. But Subway was something different. It was something special, and people immediately started using it to control their diet. Way back before a Subway diet was ever invented. I think the knowledge of that being out there already is what led to the famous Subway diet. We won't talk about the current fiasco that went on with that, because I think the importance of the message for Subway comes from the nutrition itself. And I plan this week to use Subway as a tool to gain attention back to the chain where it is shown in a more positive light. At least I'm going to give it my best try anyway. So I'm going into this Subway right here, and I am going to order me and my wife's sandwich. All I can say is welcome to the Subway Slim Down Week 1. We're going to call it Sub Fasting, because what the Subway diet actually is a means to fast with intermittent fasting. It always has been, and it always was, and it's never been addressed properly. So here I am to address it properly. I am going to be the defender of Subway. I have a lot of childhood memories from Subway. I've talked about it in the past. Me and my Aunt Mabel, that was our every Friday night thing, and she loved taking me there because of the nutritious value that I got from the food there and the veggies and stuff that I normally wouldn't eat. And I did experience some slim down in my early teens by, eating Subway more often. I just loved it, and I still love it to this day. To me, it is still the best Subway chain or sub sandwich chain out there, and you can't tell me no different, because I went to Jersey Mike's one time and they pulled my bread out of a plastic box container and the experience wasn't so good. So here I am. Let's do this Subway Slim Down, the Subway Fast, day one. Get ready, because we're going to go for it the entire week. I just got to say, I love the classic look and the nostalgia of this particular Subway. Like I say, they're all up for new design. I am not crazy about the current design of the new Subway, which is also why I want to be a defender of the Subway, because hey, I love that classic look and feel to the restaurant. Don't mess with the classics. I mean, don't go out there, trying to say something's better when it actually is not, just because you want to gain recognition for something. That is misleading. The vegetables in there were very crisp, very fresh. Put on the sandwich. I did some filming in there. I tried my best not to show the person making my sub, because you never know if someone wants to be on camera or not. But I'm pretty sure if I return to this Subway periodically throughout the week, using up my coupons that I got, that they are going to notice me and what I am doing. So yeah, I plan to visit a couple of different Subways throughout the week as well. But that is one in my local town, close to where my son goes to school, and we have two of them here. I feel like Subway is still the best sub sandwich shop for another reason, is every direction I travel. My daughter goes to school, there's one, and that is in another town and another county. Just any direction of my travel, you just about run into a Subway. To go to a Jersey Mike's or a Firehouse, I have to make a specific travel in a specific direction, and there's only like one of each of those that I can actually drive to and get to easily and conveniently. So think about that the next time you decide to give Subway a bad name. And I understand that there's some Subway restaurants that are better than others out there. If you go experience one and you have a bad experience, don't write every restaurant off just because you have a bad experience. They have management and stuff to report those things to for a reason. I mean, if you experience if you have a bad experience in one, don't write off the whole chain, because a lot of these chains are individually owned, and some people care more about how their operation runs than others. But I guarantee you the company as a whole cares about what's going on in each one. But I am not here to expose anyone or any restaurant. I am just delivering a positive message that, if you have a bad experience, don't write off an entire restaurant chain for one bad experience. And, the companies make mistakes. I don't think Subway ever intended on any of their mistakes to be for any ill will or malice intent toward anyone out there. I think the decisions of individuals are their own, and that should not reflect on a entire restaurant chain for the bad behavior of one person, because that is not cool. That is not cool. Not when you got a company out there that for a long time, even before the Subway diet ever existed, was already putting out more healthy, more nutritional options. So that's something to bear in mind. Look at the whole history, not just the negative history that people spew at you for the purpose to try to discredit a restaurant that actually has good intentions. Look at its founding beginnings. If you want to look into the history of something, look at the founding of Subway and what that meant to the people who started the whole thing. That is the history you should look into. But anyway, I'm a believer in the restaurant, and I am going to defend it this week. I am going to show you how to lose weight using the Subway Slim Down. Today, I got my favorite, the sandwich I started out with, the classic Italian BMT. And I plan to go enjoy half of it now and half of it later. We're going to do a 2 meals a day with that one sandwich. We're going to do that every day this week, starting with my weigh-in day, which is today. My current weight is 291 pounds. Let's see what Subway can do for me.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2.
All right, so I just got done eating 6 inches of that foot-long sub, and it's very good. But I've got my body trained for intermittent fasting in the first place. If you're gonna try something like this, I highly recommend that you train yourself how to do a 16/8 intermittent fasting window. If you don't know anything about that, there's plenty of research out there on it. That's the method I practice, and Subway is a great tool for that. We used to use that in our youth as well. I mean, we just didn't call it intermittent fasting. We just called it not snacking in between meals and not eating at night. And most of the time, even back then, we would do 2 meals a day. So Subway in my youth was a part of that way before the internet boom ever took place, like I mentioned earlier. So there was no such thing as a Subway diet, and I really don't think there ever was, because if you think about how the Subway diet, so-called Subway diet, was implemented, it was just intermittent fasting is all it was. And it was very limiting. I mean, way too limiting in my opinion for what you could actually have as a sandwich, for nutrition. 6-inch turkey sub, no cheese or no mayo on it. I mean, I feel like you can have those things on there when you're implementing intermittent fasting and be just fine. As a matter of fact, I know you can, because I have been there and I have done it. I didn't get mayonnaise on mine because here lately I am on a honey mustard kick. I love the flavor of that honey mustard on there, and it has a little more calories than regular mustard, but who cares? Who cares? I mean, you're intermittent fasting. That's what it's in place for. So I got the BMT, which I think weighs in around 900 and some odd calories. Not sure what that would be, adding the cheese and the honey mustard, but there again, I don't care. I mean, you can eat up to 2,000 calories a day to sustain weight. So if I'm using 1 foot long to make 2 meals out of, I'm going to be in a calorie deficit no matter what. Now, the fermented vegetables on there are very important, I think, because they help with stomach acid and help with digestion. So I made sure I've got all of those. I got the pickles, the black olives, I got the banana peppers, and the jalapenos. I got all of those on there. I love those vegetables anyway. I love fermented and pickled vegetables, so they got a very good selection there, better than anybody else's out there. And all of that was fresh, I'm telling you. Plus, I got the raw vegetables on there. I got some lettuce and purple onion and bell pepper on there. I'm not a big tomato fan. To me, tomatoes have to be in season. I'm a southerner. I like my tomatoes ripe and out of the garden, or not. Yeah, I like them red and out of the garden. I'm not into commercialized tomatoes very much, but Subway does cut them very thin, and they are good. I'm just not a big tomato person, but I think Subway's tomatoes, when I do eat them, sometimes I crave them and I get them on there. I think theirs are better than most restaurants out there. They keep them pretty fresh, and they keep them very thinly sliced to a little more enjoyable. But yes, that BMT, yeah, it was a good sandwich, and I will see you in a little while for the rest of it. I also want to add that that sandwich didn't last 4 minutes. I have a counter on my camera setup, my camera rig, and yeah, I ate that thing all gone in under 5 minutes, and I feel great. Something about those vegetables and that oil and vinegar I put on there, man, it just feels good in your stomach. That for a first meal of the day, you just feel the benefits and the effects of all that healthiness going on that you eat from that. It doesn't matter that it was a BMT. And truthfully, I like all their sandwiches, but my favorite two are the classic Italian BMT, because that's my first sandwich sub ever. And my great aunt Mabel, she liked that Subway Club, which just made its return to the restaurant here recently. Subway, if you ever see this, never do that again with your Subway Club. Never again. Alright, so it is 3:03 p.m. in the afternoon. I gotta go get my daughter from school soon, so I'm getting my last meal in for the day now. Got me a trusty paper plate. I ate the other one about 11 a.m. this morning, and between 11 and 3 I could feel the fasted state kicking back in, so I can tell sub fasting is going to work. The creation of something new. This is going to be new to the world. I can't tell you how filling and satisfying this is once it hits your stomach, once you get it eaten. Now, if I can pull this off successfully, between this week and next, we should have a good drop in weight. Fell right in my lap. 2-second rule. So like I said, the fermented vegetables that are on here, the more of those you can tolerate, increases your stomach acid, helps with the digestion of this food and anything else that may be in there, like all them burritos I ate yesterday with all that rice and cheese and everything on them. Yeah. Yeah, with the help of the pickles, the banana peppers, and the jalapenos. And I'm not sure about the black olives, but I know they don't hurt. All of that increases digestion anyway, so why would you want to stick to just a 6-inch turkey and a foot long veggie sub? This is Subway done right. This one was a little heavy on the honey mustard on this side. Now keep in mind that was regular Italian bread. The calorie difference is no different than the whole wheat, and I will be eating some whole wheat as I go along. I think some subs are better with the whole wheat than others. I'm not going to be particular about that, but the Italian BMT deserves the Italian bread. But that is it for food for today. We'll talk to you in a little while with the afterthoughts. Stay tuned for that. Alright, so I really don't have much to get Alright, so I really don't have much to add for the afterthoughts. I just want to leave this with you. I probably experienced 2 pounds of weight loss, despite the fact that you've seen the fluctuation between the 2 days, yesterday and today. Yeah, I would say I'm about 2 pounds down from last week. So that's 2 more pounds. We're down to around 290 pounds. Till tomorrow, you folks have a good one.